We are nearing the final stages of the AFC Champions League Elite competition. The last 8 matches will all be played just over the course of a week in Saudi Arabia. Can one of the remaining Saudi clubs lift the trophy on home soil, or will another team steal the glory and become continental champions?
Hello and welcome to Football Now, here from the Al Bayt Stadium in Qatar. This week we'll see the business end of the AFC Champions League Elite begin to reach its climax. There are 8 teams left in the competition, which will be decided by a thrilling 8 days of football in Saudi Arabia over the next week.
King Abdullah Sports City and Prince Abdullah Al Faisal stadiums in Jeddah will host crucial knockout matches across 7 days, with the 8th day reserved for the final match of the tournament. With 8 teams remaining, the single-leg quarter-final ties come first, from Friday the 25th to Sunday the 27th of April.
I think we've had a lot of tournament changes over this calendar year. You look at the Champions League formats across the globe, and I think this is a really good change. It's one that's going to take some getting used to for sure, but I think it's going to be a good change for the quality of competition that we see in the Champions League, and I guess from the quarterfinals moving on. And I'm really excited to see how this plays out, because it's now condensed where we don't have to wait so much between these matches. We have to get them one after the other for about like a little over a week, I guess. When you have so many matches back to back, you know, it becomes very unpredictable, and it's a significantly different situation than what we had in the group stage, where it's extended over months and months. To have it in one place, right, in one country in Saudi Arabia, and to have it condensed this much, it's completely different. I'm really intrigued to see if we get any shockers in terms of teams causing upsets and wreaking havoc in the latter stage of this tournament.
Saudi Arabia has the most representatives left in the competition. Riyadh-based Al Hilal and Al Nassr will face Korean team Gwangju FC and Japanese side Yokohama F Marinos respectively, while Jeddah's Al Ali will play against Thailand's Buriram United. Elsewhere, Qatar's Al Sadd club play against the other remaining Japanese team, Kawasaki Frontale. The QSL champions haven't won this competition since 2011, so could they make it happen this week in Jeddah?
So far this season, Asian Champions League Elite is where they have come alive. They've only lost 1 game so far, and against Saudi teams that were probably stronger than them in papers, their record hasn't been that bad. And we know the nature of tournament football. This is where uncertain things happen. This is where margin of error is so fine. And Al Sadd, having recruited so many quality players, be it Yusuf Atal or the likes of Claudinho, I think certainly on their day, they are a very formidable side. While it will be very difficult to go all the way through, never say never in tournament football.
Just 2 days later, the semi-finals get underway. One on Tuesday, one on Wednesday. These games will decide the teams that will face off in the final on Saturday, May the 3rd.
Well, after a strong league phase, all 3 Saudi Pro League teams still remain in the competition, meaning one of them could go on and lift the trophy on home soil. The question is, which one of Al Hilal, Al Ali and Al Nassr are in the best position to do just that?
I think that's what's really interesting, is that if we'd had this conversation a few months ago, I think everyone would have expected an Al Hilal walkover, but they're now second in Roshan Saudi League. They've had some stumbles of late as well. So despite the absolutely incredible quality throughout their squad, the star names, we know all of them, Ruben Neves, Sergej Nikolic-Savic and the rats, it's not a given that they're going to roll everyone over. Al Ali, of course, will have hometown advantage, the Jeddah outfit, and in Riyad Mahrez, from my opinion, Riyad Mahrez has been the best player in AFC Champions League Elite so far this season. And we've obviously so many other wonderful quality players, even as Demiral, etc. And then, of course, Al Nassr, Cristiano Ronaldo, Johan Duran, Sadio Mane, they've actually started to pick up a bit of momentum again in recent weeks. So I would say, actually, this is an opportunity to show off what Saudi football is about.
Well, as I mentioned earlier, there are 2 Japanese sides also left in the tournament, Kawasaki Frontale and Yokohama F Marinos. Yokohama made the final of this competition last season, narrowly losing out to UAE side Al Ain. However, this season has been a totally different story as they find themselves in the bottom 3 of the J-League, and just last week sacked their coach Steve Holland after a dreadful run of results. So, under new manager Patrick Kisnorbo, can they salvage their season in this year's AFC Champions League?
Look, it's been nothing short of a disaster so far. It was, I guess, in the past tense with Steve Holland. 11 matches played in league play, 1 win, 8 points. They're sitting 19th in the table. It's been a disaster. They're winless in 6. I think there's genuine concern that this is just going to be a one and done for them. I don't know what there is to be optimistic around. They just hasn't been playing well at all. So hopefully AFC Champions League and playing in ACL Elite will create different form for them, as they've been very good in ACL Elite this campaign, but based off of how they're playing right now, it's hard to see them doing much in this competition, honestly.
What a week of Asian football we have in store then, as the AFC Champions League Elite begins to reach its climax. Who do you think will be picking up the trophy in Jeddah? Let us know using the hashtag FootballNowAFC Champions League. That's all we've got time for though here this week. We'll see you next time. Bye for now.